Crypto Nation and mining family, what's going on? What's going on? I'm Nemesis, and of course we've got here Little Mikkel. Yo! Everybody,
Hi.
smash the Lizzie like button for the cute little mini me. We got the mining, the next generation of mining people here. Yo, train them while they're young. Smash those Lizzie like buttons, 100%, guys. Drop FAs in the chat. Yo, got some awesome people here. We got Crypto Bedell dropping that FA. He's like, I've got no kids. He's like, my kids are in bed. He's like,
I wish. Yay.
We got Jason the Tiger Osborne dropping those FAs. We got Pirate. Yo, we got Rude, my dude. What's going on? We got Sadie.
We got feet.
We got, oh man, is that supposed to be Sherm? I'm hoping I'm saying that right, Sherm. What's going on? We got Tech Man coming on in here. We got Alexander in the house. What's up, all you awesome hashers? He's like, you got it.
Yeah. Yeah, I get my drink.
Nice. So hopefully everybody's having a great weekend. Hopefully nobody's having to work right now.
I don't know where my kids are. Are you my daddy?
Oh, that's too funny, Tech Man. Too funny.
All right. I'll be right back. He's fast.
Yeah, they do get that way when they get like just a small little taste of mobility. They're like, zoom. You're like, uh-oh. He's getting into something, and I know it. So, what is going on, all you happy hashers out there? What's the temps like out by you guys lately? I mean, I mean, summer's like, you know, right there. You know, it's like, is it getting hot where you're at? I know for me, like right now, current temp. Let me pull. Right. It's let me update it. Let me update it. Bam. The current temp by me right now is 57 degrees Fahrenheit, guys. Yeah. He's like, sure. I'm just like, not here. 80s and 90s. It's like hot here. Woo. I mean, it's like that's usually where you start worrying about your PC equipment when ambient air temp is pretty much up there. I mean, you're now dialing back a little extra power, down hashing your equipment a little bit, trying to get it so that it's just not running hot. You're not running fans at full tilt, because fans at full tilt sucks down that power.
It was hot today, that's for sure. It was hot here anyway. I know I saw the well house temp was 117.
Woo!
At the highest. I had to like walk out there and open the door.
Woo! You're trying to mine like me, bro.
It was a little toasty.
I mean, I've mined with my room at 135 degrees. And I was really surprised that everything was not unhappy. The fans were loud.
It was pretty hot. That's really hot. Yeah, it was pretty warm.
Like, sure. It's like, yeah, I need to turn it all down a little. Yeah, exactly.
A little too much go.
Yep.
OnlyFans. Yeah, those OnlyFans were screaming. They were screaming daddy's name.
Oh, yeah. I mean, but right now it's only 57 degrees. It was nice today, man. It like didn't even get that warm. Humidity's been, I mean, we've been getting a lot of rain, but the humidity's been low.
Oh, yeah, we've gotten a lot of rain. It's pretty rough.
Oh, yeah. My plants are loving it. They're absolutely loving it, but you know, it's like I don't have any GPUs rolling, but my CPUs, because there's so few of them, you know, they don't generate a whole lot of heat. And you know, it's like if I'm warm in my house, I could flick one single fan on, and I know if I'm comfortable, those CPU rigs are comfortable. Like, Rude's wondering, how are the Chunkins doing? They are doing wonderful. We got one of them that is gone absolutely broody on us, and she's trying to hatch eggs that will never hatch. And while she's trying to hatch eggs, while she's trying to hatch eggs, of course, no eggs out of her, you know.
Well,
anytime they go broody, no eggs out of them. Until they're done being broody. But, I mean, there are ways of getting them to breaking them, but I don't want to go to extremes. I'd just rather have her just do her natural thing and then go back to laying eggs. Like, I smell chicken nuggets soon. Nah, these are more egg layers than meat production. They don't have a lot of meat on their bones. I'll say that. They're like, I mean, they're good, but yeah, no, not like that. But otherwise, the chickens are doing good. They're healthy. They're all sitting there clucking and scratching around and eating grass and eating whatever else I give them. I like thinned out some carrots and fed that to the Chunkins too. It's been so nice outside. Like, I haven't had to really run the interior fans here to pull air through the house. So I mean, it's like been able to cut down that part of the bill now. So the only thing that comes on now that's like power bill wise is a fan for some sprouts, a single LED grow lamp for some stuff that we're trying to, some parsley we're trying to germinate, and what I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 CPUs rolling, and I'll be doing a video maybe tomorrow. Depends on what I get going on crypto and hot rods. I've got a PC that's been living in a mechanic shop for over 6 months. And it hasn't been opened and cleaned. Let's see how nasty it is, right? And if you haven't checked out crypto and hot rods at all, I'm just saying. I know, shameless shill here. If I can get my channel to 2,000 subscribers, I'm giving away this GPU.
Ooh.
Huh?
Ooh, sorry, I gotta put the little one to bed real fast.
Oh, you are all good. You are all good.
Yeah.
I'm shamelessly plugging.
That shiz.
I'm plugging my fucking channel, dude. I'm just saying, it's happening.
Taking my headphones off for a second, but you do you, boo boo.
So, this thing has been in my possession since about 2018. I have mined quite a bit with this. All the fans all work. Whoever wins this, I'll double check and make sure everything is working and checking out. I don't want to give anybody a card that's having any kind of thermal issues going on, so I will hash on and just get it up to temperature and make sure that I don't have any kind of weird issues going on. And I will look to see where in my collection I have the original box for this. And if I can get to 2,000 subscribers on Crypto and Hot Rods, there will be a GPU giveaway. Now, I mean, I understand if TechMan enters in the GPU giveaway, TechMan's probably going to win, guys. So there is that. And if nobody decides to put into the entry and I get to 2,000 subscribers, you know TechMan's definitely winning at that point. What up, son of a rabbit? 22s. Yep, this is a gigabyte. It is a 1070. Let's see here. I'm not sure if this is a TI or not. This is like one of the later model ones where they weren't really good with their branding on here to be able to tell you. I almost had to plug them in. But there really wasn't, for the Gigabyte TI and the non-TI, there on the 1070s, there wasn't huge differences between the two. One would use a little bit, the TI would use a little bit more power. That was about it. Because it had a little bit more power that it can utilize, your hash rate could be theoretically higher, but you're using more power. So technically the 1070 Ti and non-Ti are practically the same card. Like, what up, Cedric? Like, hello, beautiful people in the DCA multiverse. Yo. It's like, the heat is always here in Thailand. Yeah, oh my god. Is this your rainy season out there where it's like super humid now for you too? Because I think, what is it, during our winter out here, you're actually having amazing weather. What up, Integra guy? So, yep, that's pretty much my little shameless little plug here. So, but it's like with the heat, guys. I mean, is anybody here running any kind of AC units to try to cool down their mining rigs? Because I think at some point in time, a lot of people do go down that route. I know I did. I had a window AC unit, put it in there. At first, it was perfect. And then I was running more than 1,000 watts worth of equipment, and the AC was on full blast, and I didn't even feel it. Techman's like, set on 82. Woof. It's like, I'm going to give it a little bit of, little cooling help. Yeah, AC is helping. So the problem that I have with AC, it's a dual-edged sword, okay? So AC units are great with wicking heat out. I give it up to them. As long as you've got more thermal units in cooling than you do in heating, right? So if your AC unit is like, let's say it's got 5,000 watts worth of cooling capacity on there, and you're using 12,000 watts with your miners, your AC unit can keep up with that. But for me, I was running somewhere around, I don't know, 6,000-7,000 watts, and my poor AC unit would not keep up with that. So I had to figure out alternative ways of doing this. And that's where, depending on window space, your ability to pull in fresh air and actually exhaust out hot air, that's where that kind of mathematics starts really rolling in. Sometimes if you have too big of a room that your miner's sitting in, you don't have enough fans. Sometimes it's best to put it inside of, like, a little grow tent. This way you're isolating your environment and able to move the heat more effectively. That's always one option. Or for me, I have it in a corner bedroom in my house, and it's got 3 bedroom windows in there. So I'm able to have one window as intake, 2 windows with fans blowing out, and it was able to really get the exchange of air. now that I don't run AC in my living room at all, I know I'm one of those weird people that have like reduced the amount of AC that I use it all down into my bedroom itself. It's the only place that I've got AC. So with 3 fans exhausting through that window, all 3 windows now, I can really wick out heat. You don't even feel an iota of heat coming out of that room. It is amazing. And there is mathematical calculations on how to get your proper cooling with your units. So if you guys think about it, your cooling units to cool your units effectively, and I'm just talking about just the air around each GPU. For every 1 watt, you're creating 3.41, 3.42 BTUs of heat for every 1 watt used. So if you keep that in your mind, that your 200 watts is making 400, 500 BTUs of heat. So what ends up happening whenever you start heat soaking the air around the unit, it starts recycling. We all know how that works out. You start getting degraded performance and all that stuff. So what's the mathematical formula? It's like, yeah, right. Now rainy season, humidity and rain, new higher level, flooding every single day. Woo! Yeah, it's not a good time to be in that amazing country of Thailand. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, Thailand's a great country, but man, whenever it's all humid and sticky out, it's like, oh God. But with the you got to keep in mind that there is mathematical formulas in order to really effectively get rid of heat. So for every 400 BTUs of heat, you need about 800 CFM of airflow for every 400 BTUs of heat. And that's just around those units themselves. So the bigger your room, you've got to be able to scale that up. So there's ways to be able to calculate CFM and the size of your environment. So whatever the size of your environment is. So if you calculate all your fans, add them up, and if they're all exhausting out and you have one centralized intake, you can sit there and get a rough calculations. I mean, there's ways to get a little bit more scientific with it, actually get like flow meters and see how many gallons per second of air is flowing through, and you can get really, really nuts with it, but you don't necessarily need to. A rough calculation is pretty much good enough, even in my standards. So I was sitting there calculating in my room. I was able to measure the size of my room. I can calculate the average amount of CFM airflow, and with my room, whenever I close that door, I can exchange all the air in that room about 190-ish times an hour. Okay. Now, if you've got, let's say, 10,000 watts worth of computers rolling, which you're really talking about two 30 amp 240 volt circuits rolling in your room, that's actually more than enough, even on a hot day. It's like you're basically bringing in the principle of like a car radiator. So the more air you can flow through, no matter what the temperature it is, you're going to have a cooling effect. You have to move it faster the hotter that initial base temperature gets. So that's where you have to kind of take in that extra account that okay, my air temperature is 100, 110. I now need to move the air maybe 30% faster. So maybe you need to get over that exchange of over 200 times an hour in order to keep everything happy, depending on where you are in the world. And these are calculations that even the biggest mining facilities out there have to calculate for. So when you guys are dealing with heat, if you're trying to cut your costs down, it's well worth, in my opinion, if you have the ability to do so, is to shut down the AC going into that particular room, shut the door, isolate it off. If it's in a garage, you're not even dealing with this. You're dealing with a whole different kind of heat level of stagnant air in a garage that, that you almost want to have in a little mining tent so that you can isolate the environment for your mining equipment and pull air in a much more effective way. But when it's coming down into your house, I would recommend myself. I do this. I also did this even when I was running AC in the house, is shutting the door. I would tape the door off with, blue painter's tape, taping the door off, and then having the fans just blowing all the hot air out of that room. So it's nothing that I wouldn't do myself. Running AC units, to me, is like just too big of an expense, especially with the profitability being so low at this particular point in time. We've got to be smarter than the heat. Your cooling solution is what's going to bring you out of profitability right now. So that's where everybody needs to be kind of thinking about is, how can I become more efficient? What's one better way of doing everything? And GPUs were made to be air cooled. It's just a matter of moving the air fast enough. Fresh air in, doesn't matter what the temperature is. I had it in my room at the peak of it, where I was testing things out. How far can I push the limits? I had the room at like 135 degrees with everything sitting there mining at that with those temperatures in that room. You can go in the room. It was warm, but it wasn't like that stagnant, like, oh my God, I just walked into a house that hasn't been opened up in 20 years kind of hot, where you could tell it's just stagnant right now. It just felt like I was walking out in the shade in the Mojave Desert. That's what it felt like. Like I was outside in the Mojave Desert where it's hot, but I was in the shade, so I'm good. Just make sure I got some water. It was dry as all get out in there. I mean, you better touch a piece of metal, ground yourself somewhere before touching any rig in that room during that testing period. I would just sit there and just snap. Oh! I mean, single snaps off the tips of your finger, and you're just like, woo! And you barely even walked into the room. But again, I'm moving the airflow. So nothing was thermal throttling. Not one card was unhappy during that whole test. And I had a lot of these cards pushed as far as I could push them before they would get unhappy. I mean, there was that balancing act on there too, but these cards are designed, like if you can run them at high temps, in high temperature environments. It's as long as you're moving the air. All it is. I know, right, Cedric? I know. And Mikkel, I showed Mikkel all the data while I was doing all of it. And he was just like, wow. I'm like, bro, I have the heat down. I know how to deal with this. Now, ASICs are a different story, guys. ASICs cannot be in the same environments with the GPUs. GPUs can actually endure harsher environments. Keep that in mind. So if you've got a nasty environment, a GPU mining would be actually a much far better decision. Unless you're wanting to basically, or you're willing to turn the ASICs off during the heat of the day so that you're not dealing with miners deciding to short out because it's going past its temperature thresholds. Your newer Bitcoin miners can't go really any higher than 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Your What's miners really don't like to go above about 110 degrees Fahrenheit. I mean, these are hard capped limits, guys. They do not like that. So they want to be in a much cooler environment. So if you're running ASICs and you're going to run them during the heat of the day, you're downclocking them during the day or you're turning them off. Yeah, those ASICs are super sensitive. I love the ASICs, but they're super sensitive. Like, you can't just turn an ASIC off, guys. If you guys are playing with ASICs, I understand that there will be power failures, and there's the potential that a rig will get damaged during a power failure. These are absolute facts that ASICs do take a nasty death rate to power failures. Now, are you going to put battery backups on all of your ASICs? That's not feasible. It's absolutely not feasible. But what you guys can do, if you ever are thinking, you know what, I need to turn off my ASIC and I need to move it. Don't just turn it off, guys. Unplug the Ethernet cord and let that thing down, cool down until those fans on the unit itself go down to like its idle state. Do not just unplug them while those chips are hot. Those chips, when you unplug it and the fans turn off, those chips still have heat in them. And those chipsets are going to put the heat into the board and are going to put the heat into the coolers. This is where the damage occurs on most of the ASICs, is the abrupt power offs, where basically it heat soaks. It'll either pop one of the solder balls off the ASIC chip itself, or it'll actually heat soak it until one of the coolers dislodges itself. So be careful with all that. It's not the same as dealing with a GPU. A GPU, very, very, very forgiving. I can abruptly power this off, and I'd be more in fear of my USB or my SSD being corrupt whenever I turn it back on. This should still work, right? Where an ASIC, it turns off, 10 minutes later, power comes back on, it's already dead. And now it comes back on, it's half dead, and it gets power, it tries to boot back up and, fires. And this is a lot of what I end up seeing, where it's like your bigger fires at the facilities are typically, it was induced from a power failure. And no facility out there is going to sit there and have provisions for mining facilities to have a battery backup dedicated for them. That would cost millions. It's like when I had ASICs at home and I had to run them off, I had to turn them off and then plug them back in just to start the fans and just help. Yeah, exactly, Integra guy. Exactly. Rude's like, the L3 Plus fans runs 20 seconds if the power shuts off. I know that. I wish Bitmain would put that feature back into all of it. Let it just like have a little extra, I used to have a pretty good farm of those L3 pluses. Those are bad little pabamba jambas. Then you put the Blitz Z software on there. Ooh. Now you have full control over the unit. Yeah, buddy. But yeah, it's like, y'all just like, if you're going to be sitting there running ASICs, try to make sure that you are ensuring that you're unplugging the Ethernet. Blitz Z, BLIT, right? BLITZE or something like that. Blitz Z. So it's like special software for the L3 pluses and the L3 L3 plus. Words, pooey. This is why I'm building a wind tunnel case to put it all in. An exhaust fan matched CFM case. Yeah, that it would be better to have the fans on a battery backup than the whole the whole unit. I'd rather just see the whole unit turn off and have fans still going full bore. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you'd be able to get that Venturi effect into there. Hey, Rude. I'll send you a little. Let me see here. Hold on here. Oh, here it is. Hey, Rude. I have a copy of the Blitz Z software. I'll just send it to you. Mine doesn't have a dev fee. Right? Oh, that'd actually be pretty cool, Z Pirate. Maybe somebody could make some super cap fan mod, simple adapter to wire in, and just have it where it just keeps. Yeah, no problem, Rude. No problem.
That was the worst. I'm sorry. The youngest was trying to wrangle the chickens into like the new coop because they were distraught because they were no longer able to go to the old one and they were not having a good time.
No.
I need help, and I was like, all right.
Yeah, they don't like change. They really don't. From what I was told is that you want to take your chickens, if you're going to move them into a new coop, you do it at night. And you manually put each one of them in there one at a time. And then when they come out of the coop in the morning, they are more acclimated to the new coop.
Yeah, they're in the new coop right now.
Yeah.
We just put them in there.
Yeah, after you fought it.
Physically go, we had to go catch each and every one of them.
Yep.
Because they were not having it.
No.
No, they haven't it. Especially Richard. His talons, man, they hurt. He sliced me open pretty good.
Like,
got me
not
pretty
long
good.
ago, you told how to set up a speaker correct without blasting them. Could you repeat that, please? I'm not sure what. Without blasting them? I'm not understanding what you want me to repeat. I'm sorry.
Did you see the pricing of the L9?
No.
Really?
No. I did not.
You ready to
I'm about to shit myself, aren't I?
Take a guess. What's your guess?
The L9?
Chat, you can't say anything.
The L9.
Because I know you've seen it, chat. Yes, the L9.
The L9.
16 gigahashes at 3300 watts. Take your guess.
12,000.
Close. 13,500. 9,450 after coupons.
After coupons, yeah.
If you're able to use coupons.
Yeah.
Like if you have any that support this device. Because sometimes coupons are device specific.
They basically would have sent out coupons to anybody who's bought out of last batches.
Yep. So there you guys go. $13,000.
So as a new customer, you're gonna get hit up for $13,500, and then after
that's buying straight from Bitmain.
Right.
Remember, if you're going through like some third party, like you're gonna end up probably paying at least 15. Easy.
And then
not to mention the duties tax that you're gonna have to pay as well.
But then as soon as you buy your first unit, they automatically email you a coupon to buy another one.
Of course.
And that's how, and that coupon's good for 90 days.
Of course.
That's how I ended up with a lot of E3 ant miners.
So you
I was
buy
like,
your first one for 13,500, and then you buy
I
the second one for
I purchased, yeah, I
9,450.
purchased my first E3 ant miner for like 2,100, and to build an equivalent GPU mining rig, it would have been
Ridiculous.
about like $2,300 at that time. So it was just a couple $100 cheaper to buy the ASIC. And then after that, it was like 1,900 because of the coupons. So I was under 2G, so I was saving myself $500 over a GPU rig. I was like, this is a no-brainer.
Yep, there you go. And don't forget about your duty tax whenever you import it in.
Oh yeah.
'Cause
28% tax on there. Unless you can get a hold of which is really hard to do, a Bitmain rep and actually get them to send a DHL. Because if they're willing to send a DHL, you don't get hit with the duty tax.
Yeah, DHL's been the only way I've been able to get around it.
Yep. So, but I have it's like I have been able to get a hold of them from time to time, and it's really hard if you're if you're a small potato buying person, don't expect them to get back to you quickly.
Yeah. That's just wild. That's so expensive. So expensive.
Yeah, because like on the E3 ant miners at $1,900, it was like $300 and something for duty taxes. I mean, it was still cheaper than putting together a GPU rig, but not by much. And it wasn't always like that. Like when I bought my first bit of ASICs, there was no duty taxes on them. And it was only for like the last few of them that there was like, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible, man. Feel bad for some people that don't know.
Yeah.
Especially those, because I've heard stories of people buying their miners and not being able to pay their duties tax, and then it gets shipped back to Bitmain. And on top of that, Bitmain doesn't do refunds if you pay in crypto, so therefore you're
You shit out of luck.
you got to pay the shipping again, and then pay the duties tax.
Yep. And it's not cheap.
So like, no, it's not. 'Cause I think you said what, 22%,
28% is the duty tax.
20%. I mean, that's an extra $3,700 on top of the shipping, which is probably an extra $100-200. So call it $4,000 extra on top of 13,500
Oh yeah.
plus just for roughing it, do 4,000. That's almost an $18,000 miner.
Yep.
By the time it makes it to your door.
And you haven't even started mining, and all that money just went out.
Yep. And then, you won't even get it until August, after August. It ships in August.
Oh yeah.
So like, if you're buying one, you buy now because you have the best chance to ROI, because they just released like a pre-order, which I'm always against pre-ordering. But I have some people that honestly do not care. We have some people at the farm that have already put their pre-orders down and they're already buying them. I just don't get it, man, but some people just have the money to spend, I guess.
That's like, dang, Nemesis almost guessed it right at first glance. What a goat. Thank you, Cedric.
Currently mining Litecoin an L9 will generate you at 7 cent electric. You are profiting negative 89 cents out of the box.
Ooh.
You're running at a $4.60 before electricity.
Wow.
I mean, granted, you are merge mining, right? You know, you're merge mining multiple coins at this point, because you have bells as well that you can mine with these. They have enough bandwidth to do all of them, but I don't know that all miners are going to be able to triple mine. I think it's going to be limited. I don't know if like the cache of the board can support it all the way. So yeah, we'll see how that plays out. So your money maker is Dogecoin. That's where your money is.
Yep.
Because at 16.2 gigahashes, you're bringing home after electricity, which remember, you're only paying the electricity once. It's like you're not paying it multiple times. Your bring home is $17.60. So there's like your equilibrium.
Right.
You are making
Doge was always
5%
the winner.
of a Litecoin. 5% of a Litecoin today is like your bring home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the mini Doges don't do horrible, but they don't do good either, you know? And its only saving grace is the fact that, you know, Doge.
some coin named Bix, BIX.
Yep.
Bix coin is actually the top earner at your bring home after electricity costs at 7 cents is $30.
Damn.
35 before electric. That's the big winner right there.
Wow.
I've never heard of Bix coin. So
I didn't realize that was a script coin. I've heard of it.
Yeah,
I've heard people in the Litecoin community
Dogecoin,
talking about it.
Litecoin, and Dingo coin. Not Digibyte. No, I don't think Digibyte has a script. Digibyte.
I don't think so.
They got just about every algorithm, but I don't know that they have script. I could be really wrong. I just don't see it on the calculator. Otherwise, I would figure it'd be there. So yeah, that's where it lies. It's pretty wild. For what could cost you $18,000 if you buy from Bitmain. If you're paying through a third party, you're probably pushing 20K.
Oh yeah,
all day.
I would say easy.
Yeah, Bitmain's smoking crack, dude. I don't know what they're.
I mean, if I go over to
Crypto Miner
ASIC
Rose
Miner, if I go on the ASIC Miner value here, it actually shows the L9 at 12 cents a kilowatt hour. It's making 22.84 a day. And that's the 17.6 gigahash. The 16.2 gigahash is making.
I guess they're pretty much right.
Yeah, it's making 20.27.
Crypto Miner Bros does have it. It is sold out.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
And the price was $15,600. $15,600. So granted, you don't have to pay your duties tax from Crypto Miner Bros because it's included into your price. That's why it's usually more expensive.
How in the world does Goontis have it for cheaper than everybody else?
How much is it for him?
$8,645.
There's no way.
That's what it's being listed here. In stock. How the hell? Yeah. How the hell does Goontis have that? This is the 16.2 gigahash one. For $8,645.
That's less than Bitmain's coupon price.
Wow.
Are you sure you're on the right website, man? You sure you're not on a fake site?
It shows Coin Mining Central at 12,228. Let's see here. Miner Bros is showing 14,599.
I was just looking at it and it said 15,600. So I definitely don't believe that now. Because I just seen the price on Crypto Miner Bros and it was not that.
We're only talking about $100 difference, really, then. But still, to see that Gunt, man, I'm going on the Gunt's site now.
Wherever you see
I need
him.
to see this. Okay, yeah, they're way off. Because he's got it down for like 1,200 euro. And that's like $14,000.
Yep. So it's right. It's wrong, but it's
Yeah.
right in the realm of reality.
Right, right. I mean, you get the point that it's really expensive.
I do. Big room. I have helium mobile.
I do not.
What would you like to know, sir?
I have to say, man, that Bitmain KS5 Pro, the 21 terahash, has been like kind of been that heavy hitter for a while now.
It's staying strong.
Yeah, $85 a day. Jesus.
Thinking about getting it soon. I mean, if you do, please use my link. It does save you $5 off your first month. So, I mean, it does save me $5 off my month as well. But yeah, it's helpful.
Well, you renting hash rate?
No. Nope. Helium Mobile. Like the phone plan.
Oh.
Yep. $20 a month.
Oh.
Now, with like how much mapping is earning you, mapping rewards, you definitely don't make
T-Mobile,
enough
right?
to pay your. They piggyback off of their towers, but they also piggyback off of AT&T's towers too now. Okay. So it's not just
so they've been expanding
specifically to them. Yeah,
I remember it was just T-Mobile though originally.
At first, yeah. I've had no issues for about 4 months. Yeah, I've had mine since before January. I think it was December is when I got mine. So it's been 6-7 months and I've had no issues. Granted, I don't live in the city, so I don't expect my service to be great when I'm out here, because even my phone isn't the best of service when I'm out here. So when I'm in the city, it's great. It's even better than great. Yeah, the mapping's pretty good.
Get a Pine phone and then get the mapper.
Mm-hmm. A lot of them will, as long as you can get like physical sims, you can do eSIMs as well. If you're gonna get it, they have something called a secure SIM, which supposedly stops SIM swapping. You just have to request it. So look into that. If you're gonna do a physical SIM,
right?
Big room.
Right.
If not, then there's, nothing you can really do.
Yeah, I don't know too. He knows more about it than me. I know about it from when it first launched, and I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna do eSIM. Okay. I mean, all relative, but they do have other options. Just make sure your phone is like compatible. I know most phones are. There's hardly any. It's a lot of the older phones that are not as compatible.
Right.
Mine runs on an iPhone. Runs perfectly fine.
Yeah, but I wonder if you can get it on that on the fine phone.
I'm sure. As long as you're doing a sim, it's not going to matter.
Okay.
The eSIM is where the compatibility stuff like comes into play
Right.
because not all phones have eSIM compatibility, but
Right.
also not all of them have like unlocked eSIMs. Sometimes they are device specific.
Big Rome says I
Still?
got the
Wow.
S24 Ultra.
Oh yeah, you'll be fine. You still earn 3,000 to 3,500 mobile a week. Pays for the plan itself. Wow.
Wow.
Are you getting about 400 plus a day? 400-ish, 400 to mid 400s, I guess.
So how
So
does that?
that's kind of what I'm seeing.
So what? You got to
I'm seeing about.
travel for it, or just the phone needs to be on?
I mean, you have to like travel,
Okay.
but I mean, like if you're leaving, I mean, your phone just has to be on, which it's gonna be on anyway.
Well, no, I was just saying,
Uh,
like, is it like kind of a? It's like it doesn't matter what's going on as long as it's on, or is it something
no,
about mapping out the network?
you gotta move a total of 40 hexes, and one hex is 2 basketball fields. So you have to move 80 basketball field links in a day in order to qualify
He
for
does 400. He gets
450-ish.
like 430 a day. Holy crap!
Yeah, that's okay. So that's about right. So like, not gonna lie, I've been when I don't leave, that's when it hurts me the most. So like the past couple of days, I haven't had the need to leave or anything. I've been kind of working at home, and I didn't leave. And the wife left quite a few times, and I forgot to tell her to take the phone with her. And yeah, so I probably missed out on like 5 days of like earning already. So I mean, my earnings have not been great because of those said reasons. I mean, it's
And on
400
top
and
of that,
something a day.
you haven't gone to the farm in a hot minute.
Yeah. Have it on my main phone so it's easier for me. Yeah. Well, when I don't leave, that's just kind of like it doesn't work. You know what I mean? It doesn't work if you don't go anywhere. Though if I just stay put, I get about 20 or so hexes a day. So just staying put, I make about 20 hexes. So I only have to move about half as much, but I just physically didn't.
Kaiser's like it looks like a fitness app.
No, it just so it maps like your maps. That makes sense. So like it watches where you're going,
It's
your locations, right? And that's basically it. So
communicating
like
with the network, and the more of the network
yeah,
you touch, the more you earn.
yeah, you're providing a better map for all of Helium, right? They have their hex map or whatever. Well, you help define that because you're moving around. So you are helping provide their explorer data in a short term.
But if you look at it from somebody who works out, that's like your mileage counter for how far you ran or biked that day.
Yeah, it could.
If
I mean,
you're
it
thinking
doesn't
about
count
it in
miles;
way,
it just counts hexes.
right?
So I
But
mean,
it's just
you don't.
it's the same kind of you're still it's just a different unit of account.
Yep. Yeah, you can walk, drive, bicycle. I was mowing my lawn the other day with that on Pocket, and I was mapping, and it was working. Each hex is a cooldown of 10 minutes. If no one else maps it, I live in the middle of pretty much not the city anymore, so the likelihood of anybody else having helium mobile in my area is very slim to none. So my hexes around me are safe to be used by me and me only. But yeah, so it makes sense because if I miss about 5 days of mapping total, and I missed like I think a total of 8+ days last month that I didn't map at all out of 30 days, and that's just 5 is like almost 2,000 mobile. So if I miss 8 days or even 10 days, that's like 4,000 plus mobile. So that'll hurt. That's for sure. Be fresh to it. Nice. Yeah, you'd be surprised. Once I leave my neighborhood and I like travel to the towns or like to like my local town that's like not very far away from me, like literally down the street, 2-3 miles.
You're not alone.
I'm not alone because you get like they'll call them like hexes that you couldn't. I think it's unaccepted hexes, right? And that is because they've been claimed by someone else and they're on cooldown or you ran out. And I've seen it before I've ran out of hexes that I've gotten a bunch of rejected ones. So that means someone else around me is also using it, but not in my neighborhood, just like in the town. But I know that there's like 6 miles away or so, there's some dude with like 3 CBRS radios because it reaches super far. And I can see it on the map. So, yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Different technology.
You know, I haven't like bumped into anybody locally that I mean, outside of one of my friends. I mean, but just like a random person meeting them and yeah, I mind.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, no, I meet most of the people I meet are I've met them online and I'm like, yeah, I'll buy that off of you. Where do you want to meet up?
I do,
you know.
I have a lot of deep in stuff. It's a good passive income earner for super low wattage. It's just that sometimes they cost a lot of money out front.
Oh, the hot spots.
That and just like other deep in projects. Like the chirp device that I got, those things are like $1,200. I got that thing for free. I didn't have to pay $1,200. So hopefully that thing pays out. Yeah, I have an indoor one as well, which has been great. I've been earning about 10,000 plus mobile from the indoor one, except for like the last about a week ago I had to turn it off because they were doing updates at the center where I get my internet. My ISP was having terrible issues. Ended up having issues with my actual personal router. Started like DOSing itself. It was ridiculous, and it was all because of like whatever they were doing. But now I have a new router, so my stuff's good now. But I was also getting like limited speed, so like the router was old and on its way out the door anyway. So it's just officially out the door. Replaced it. But whenever I hook it up to my ISP's router, my hotspot, my internet will go down. Like every so often. And It was ever since they did whatever update they did on the system. As soon as they did that, the moment that I plug it in, it'll be fine. And then it goes down. So it's not currently plugged in because I need my internet and I am tired of messing with it. It's been like solid for like 3 days now. So it might be okay to plug it in at this point. Are there links on your channel? Yeah, actually there are. The last video I just did on my channel, actually. My turn to show my channel as a shameless shill. The last video I did on my channel was actually my monthly deepen like breakdown. So was all over deepen projects, the ones that I currently have and I am running. Let's see, sorry. Try not to like destroy y'all's ears. That's a great spot to stop at.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so like this is like a straight breakdown of everything that I've been earning, everything that I do have currently. It's like the G1 hotspot, the data plan plus an indoor hotspot for mobile. Chirp is my Blackbird, which is like $1,200 that I did not pay for, but it's on testnet, so its earnings are really nothing right now. My demo devices, I do not have WeatherXM or Geode, two things that I want, but it's just more money. And then, of course, how much I've earned so far. And this is just a full breakdown of that. And then down here in the description, there are links to all those specific devices. Yeah, this month is the first month of the spreadsheet because we've added 4 new devices to the earnings list. So I was like, this is way too big just to be talking about anymore. And it's time to break out the spreadsheet. So we're just going to keep a total breakdown. But as you can see, like we were talking about earlier, my earnings on mobile the last 2 months were not as great from mapping. And that is because I didn't leave as much compared to like the months before, right?
Right, when he was going to the farm.
Yeah, and like the kids were in school. You know what I mean? Like now we didn't go to school this month, so my earnings have been down. I would do WeatherXM or do Geode over the WeatherXM. I have both. Nice. Yeah, I've been trying to reach out to them both, but I'm not as cool as some other people. So it is what it is.
Nope. We're not 100,000 subscribers cool.
Yeah. So that's kind of is what it is on that. And this is kind of my breakdown where I got them. You can get your demo devices for free, but you do have to 50-50 split your earnings with Suburban Crypto, which is a great fellow enthusiast. He's all over Twitter. I've known him for a while. He's a good fella. But you don't have to upfront pay for your devices, which is great. So this was my first month with the full earnings, which is kind of hard to depict which one I've earned with, right? Because I've owned both, but I had the AutoPi like a week or two before the other one, and it earns about half as much as the AutoPi. So it's kind of next month will be a full breakdown. It'll be easier just to like split it in half, so we can get a good like rough estimate. But my Macron gives my IoT device extra rewards because the Macron runs on the Helium network. And since my IoT miner produces an IoT signal for Helium, it actually collects the data from the demo device, and I actually get to see that. I can watch it offload the packets, which is pretty crazy. And I get paid for that, which is nice. Also pretty freaking cool. If I lived in the city, it'd be cooler because that means there would be other people that I would be earning off of. This is just me. So it's like an extra 1 to 2 IoT a day. And as you can see, IoT on this day wasn't worth very much, but yeah. I just heard of Upped Monday. Nice. I've been using it since before they did the airdrop. So I think I have like 80 or so UPT, and that uses your extra bandwidth for AI learning. And I earn about half of one a day, half to a quarter or 3/4. So anywhere from 2 to 3 cents a day for just being on the phone. And I put that on my spare phone too. So it just it's just things that I have running that I am not having to look at. So like I made $2.62 over that device that I physically did nothing with. It all adds up, right? It all adds up at the end of the day. Things I don't have to like physically watch and take care of. They just kind of churn and burn. So that's my shill. It's unmining related, but the videos get a lot more attention than some of the mining videos, which is just sad. But it's the state of the world we're in and the things that we're doing right now.
Oh, but
People are
didn't you
discouraged to
hear?
be miners due to
Didn't
high
you
power
hear
cost.
that mining is
So,
dead?
of course it isn't. I mean, of course it is. There's the link in the chat too if you would like the link to that video. Which in that description has all of those links that you need. The mobile link is the one for like the mobile plan. So
Like mining is bad whenever GPU Jesus turns off his 3090s.
it happens. Jeez. That was a big mosquito. I could see it in the camera. It was so
I
big.
saw that. It was like a little orb floating around.
I was like watching him go by, and I was like, "That's a big mosquito." They've been huge. Texas can take those mosquitoes back.
No, they wanted to share it with
they ain't no
you.
joke down there, but
they're gonna share that with all the border jumpers. It's like Gandhi. It's like no 3090s make them a sad boy. Yeah. I'll agree with that. I'm a little
put them on
sad.
salad. That's the thing, man. Salad. Toss some salad. It's funny.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to get a salad joke out. I didn't get to make a salad joke this morning. That was like, I hadn't even started my stream yet, and someone asked no salad jokes, and I was like, dang. All right. So no one said it yet today. So there was your salad joke. Just imagine a picture with Nim with 23090s in a bowl.
Yeah, I'd be really tossed in between.
That would be the thumbnail. Just sticking in the thing of salad. Just oh, terrible. Hashtag terrible.
Yep.
Any thoughts, questions, comments, concerns? Did you smash the like button? Did you hit the subscribe button? Did you press that bell notification? We'd greatly appreciate it if you did.
Right.
Before we head on out of here. I see Hawk is live for taking over SNL tonight. I don't know.
Oh, we got Rude putting in that FA. Everybody drop those FAs in the Chislety chat, guys.
I don't know if I can redirect to Hawk or not. I'm sorry.
Well, we got some FAs coming in there. That's awesome, Chicago Brew. Singing with the FA.
Nice.
Because
I got it.
DCA Adventure is rated F for fucking awesome. Yo. You guys are great.
Thanks, guys.
You're all awesome. You know we love you.
These are facts. Oh my gosh.
No. You got that all wrong, Sadie. No. Thank you. Well, if y'all don't have any other comments or questions, we're going to go ahead and sign off right here, fellas. Thank you all for everybody for being here. Yes, Cedric. FA to the moon. 100%. Tech man driving F to the Izzy. Yes, sir. You too, Sherm. You too, Cedric. Hell yeah, Gandhi, FA, and Hodl them Bergs. Not financial advice.
Not at all. We don't do that.
With that being said, thank you all for being here. Smash that Lizzie like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. Peace out, stay savage, and may your watts be low and your hash be high. We'll see you on the next one. Yo.
Later, guys.